Some of the smartest people change the world, and others just overthink their homework. Why do brilliance and creativity sometimes go hand in hand, and other times they just collide? Scientists call this the threshold theory, and I'm here to talk to you about it. Welcome to Creativity Arcade. For most of psychology's history, intelligence was king. So if you had a high IQ, that means you were just set. You were quick, sharp, and you were creative by default. But in the 1950s, the psychologist J.P. Guilford noticed something strange. Some of the brightest students in his research weren't the most creative, and he began to suspect that intelligence and creativity grew only together to a certain point. Now picture a graph, IQ running along the bottom and creativity running along the side. Now below a certain level, higher intelligence really does help. It gives people the mental flexibility to connect ideas in new ways. But once you pass the threshold, things begin to change. The pattern breaks, and some brilliant minds stay within the lines, and others reach beyond them. Now, threshold theory, according to the research, tells us that intelligence gets us started, but openness, imagination, and our personality carries us a lot further. Now, in 2013, psychologist Emmanuel Jauk and his team decided to test this with modern math. They used a technique called segmented regression. It lets the data tell you where natural breakpoints exist. And now this is very important. They found 3 key thresholds for creative potential. At around 85 IQ, people start producing lots of ideas. At around 104, those ideas get original. And near 120, creativity plateaus. And beyond that, intelligence adds little. But also, according to the research, personality starts mattering a lot. Now for me, that's a fascinating twist. Being smart actually helps. But after a certain point, it's your traits, openness to experience, that powers real creativity. So how smart do you have to be creative? Well, studies do suggest that once a basic level of intelligence is met, differences in creativity depend less on IQ and more on how people engage with the ideas. Traits like openness to experience from the Big Five, intrinsic motivation, and a tolerance to ambiguity start to make the difference between someone who has creative potential and someone who can actually start producing creative work. But not every scientist agrees on a ceiling. In 2020, not long ago, psychologist Weiss and her colleagues reanalyzed the datasets with updated statistical models. And guess what? They found no threshold at all. Their takeaway, intelligence and creativity rise together. No limits, no plateau, just different kind of minds using their smarts in different ways. But even if the plateau disappears, the ideas behind the threshold theory still hold up. Once you're smart enough, the real driver isn't IQ anymore, it's your personality. And everything that it takes to really delve into ideas really matter a lot. So how smart do you have to be creative? Let me know in the comments. I think intelligence helps us understand the world and creativity helps us reimagine it. And so with that, that's the threshold theory. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you guys gained something from that. Creativity is extremely complex, so I hope that you guys will be patient with me as I make these videos. A lot of research goes into, well, a lot of research meaning I go in and read a few studies and I tell you what I think about them. Like I said, I'm not a professional, but I will tell you what I know about creativity. Anyway, thanks for watching and I'll see you later. Goodbye.